Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are
Very
you?
good.
Yeah, my name is Jim Farmer. I'm a reporter for Georgia Voice. Please welcome Tom Green and Elias Anton of the amazing film of an Age. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. How did this project come up for you?
Um, well, for me, I was in COVID in lockdown, and
Yeah.
I received the script, and I received Goran sent us a script, and he sent us basically a director's sort of statement,
Great.
and a mood reel, and I put down the tape. I think maybe 2 days later, and I actually jumped on a Skype with him. I think 2 days after that, which is quite quick. That doesn't normally sort of happen. But I jumped at the chance just to sort of, uh, you know, have a chance to speak to him
Okay.
and blow smoke up his ass, so to speak, by telling him how good it was, even if he didn't want me to be a part of it. But then after that, it was just sort of, audition and then callbacks and then chemistry reads, and the next minute we're on set.
Great.
For me, I was similar situation. I was in during the COVID lockdowns in Melbourne, and I received an email from my agents, and they sent me. I didn't have the full script. They only sent me one or the one or two scenes that they wanted me to do, and they also requested that I submit a 3-minute clip just telling them a story about just anything that's happened in my life. And it was pretty vague, but I gave them a pretty juicy story, and it was quite difficult at the start because I didn't have the full script, so I didn't really know like exactly what was going on. I kind of just had a little director's breakdown, and that was it. But I kind of just filled in the gaps and just worked to my strengths, and yeah.
Great.
And I didn't I submitted the tape, and then weeks went by in my instance, so it was probably like 5 weeks, so a little over a month before I heard back for a callback. And by that point, I wasn't sure what the callback was for because so much time had passed. But then at that point, I was given the full script, and I had the opportunity to meet Goran. Would have been via Zoom at the start, and we had a chemistry read.
Yep.
Was that, yeah. So,
Nice.
and then after that, Goran, we had a radius where we couldn't leave the house. So we only had because this was still the COVID lockdowns were slowly ending, so we could only go a certain distance, and we just happened to. Goran and I just happened to, because he lived in the middle of the city and I was on the west side, and we were just able, our radius just happened to link. So we caught up a few times and went through the script. We didn't rehearse or anything, but we just I understood the intentions and what was basically all the subtext, and we just went from there.
Adam and Cole, these are two characters who discover a lot in each other they didn't expect. How do you two relate to these characters? Do you share a lot of characteristics with each of these?
Well, I definitely don't read Borges or Kafka,
Yeah.
but I love cinema, and
Yeah.
that's definitely one thing that I can relate to with Adam and sort of his personality. No, I think if anything, I sort of felt like I a lot of the stuff that Cole deals with, I sort of feel like I resonated, sort of did feeling a little bit like as an outsider or something at times growing up, in a town that feels like it's so confined. Definitely resonated with that. But with Adam, no, a lot of that was acting. I'm not that cool. I'm not that charming.
I'd say for me, it was certainly the vulnerability, Cole's
Sure.
uncertainty. I'd say it was almost growing up. I'm quite a bit younger than Tom. I'm still trying to discover myself, I guess, and just develop my own personality in a sense. So it takes yeah. It was more the uncertainty and the vulnerability for me.
Sure. What I love about this film is it's just so character driven. I love movies where you can really just meet people that you haven't met before, and just see them changing and see them growing. How would you say that these two characters, how do they change maybe each other? How do they grow?
So,
Um, I think when I spoke to Goran when we were looking at the time jump,
Yeah.
especially from 99 to 2010, we sort of decided that Adam doesn't, he doesn't change drastically, maybe as much as Cole does.
Mhm.
Adam's already sort of in his early 20s there, early to mid 20s, and I think he feels quite confident in his own skin. Not entirely, but a lot of more confidence there than when he was probably in his teens. So when we get to 2010, there wasn't much of a jump, I think, maturity wise, but there definitely was, having to come back and face, an older, wiser, more buff Cole, and having to sort of revisit those feelings that maybe had sort of been simmering away and lingering over the last 10 years.
Sure.
Mm.
I think with Cole's instance, it was more accepting who he is, and like it was almost like he was looking for an escape. So as a youth, it was quite a significant time jump in the film, but we only had about 5 or 6 days. So for me, it was more about just how I held myself, and just having more confidence and acceptance in who Nicola is. So
Can we just say that time jump for Elias here was effing amazing? Going, no, I have to say, because I was there, I got to see it. The 3 days in between, he somehow miraculously got all this muscle and changed his whole physicality, and in 3 days. The guy's insane.
Can you talk? I'm a huge fan of Goran's work, but can you talk about working with him?
Yeah, Goran's amazing. Goran is he's definitely different to any other director I've worked with, and he works really fast. Like we finished shooting this 2 days early, because he just knows what he wants from the start, from the get-go. So when you get on set, he's very much like, okay, I know exactly what, where I want it. What are your thoughts? Where do you want to be? If you want to come through that door, great. Let's just do that then, and just see what happens. And we were shooting a lot with natural light. There was not a lot of marks. The camera was sort of given free rein to move. That was Maddie C doing all that. So working with Goran's definitely different, in the sense that it's terrifying at first, but after a while, it's very, very liberating feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he certainly put a lot of trust in us, and at the start, I could really feel this sense of responsibility, and it took a while to kind of warm up to that, because it's not really how I'm used to doing things. I mean, we as Thom said, we didn't rehearse it much at all. A lot of it just felt natural on screen, because it was the first time things were really being said. And yeah, Goran would just let the camera roll and kind of just let us cue our own beats, and we made it work in that sense. But I remember one instance, in one of the car scenes, I can't for the life of me recall which one, but after the scene had ended, he kept the camera running for almost 10 minutes in the car with me outside.
Yeah.
And we just kind of had little cues and just threw things at each other, and yeah, bits and pieces made it into the film. So he really put a lot of trust in us.
Oh, great. I imagine this film is going to resonate with a lot of people, all over the world. But what do you think in particular that a queer audience will get from this?
Sorry, do you mind repeating that one?
Sure. This film is going to resonate with a lot of people. I'm sure everybody's going to love it. But what do you think in particular that a queer audience is going to get from this?
Oh, I think definitely visibility, for sure. If anyone who's out there who's maybe struggling with their identity, and feeling alone, someone who has potentially come to terms with it and found, that person in their life who they feel safe and comfortable with.
Sure.
I really hope that they all take something from this and it really speaks to them.
Okay.
I hope, yeah, certainly, that they can relate, and that they feel like there's a bit of themselves in the film, and something that is almost something that I really want them to feel something different.
Okay. Great. Congratulations on the film. Of an Age starts in the United States, February 17th. It's extraordinary. Thom Green, Elias, Anton, thank you so much for the film, and thanks so much for talking to me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much.
You too. Bye.
Take care. Bye.